we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
A symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television. VOP TV. Youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space. Exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor. Through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television. Truly a voice for the people.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. But for us, the technical crew,
it's weird for technical people to be in front of camera, but I just want to say,
now this one they make me come outside every day. Anytime when they call me, I will rush come outside. We don't get holiday.
Our holiday is part of our daily routine, and we've embraced it.
I must say, the work is challenging, engaging, and interesting.
We are all families here at VOP, and we the technical crew.
For us, it's another day on the job.
But it's tough being away from family.
But the lighter part of it is that after the work,
we stay connected with video calls and messages. Merry Christmas.
On behalf of the technical crew, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, and here we are, job continues.
It's a season of love, a season of joy, a season to celebrate you because you deserve it. From all of us at Voice of the People TV, we only want to wish you a very merry, happy Christmas and a prosperous new year ahead.
Uyi Osarite is my name. I am a friend of the microphone. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios. Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I'll be like, well, this TV station will go places. Voice of the People TV.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your #1 celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
On Edu Dialogue, we bring you fresh ideas and conversations, shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpeon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa.
Hello there, good evening, and welcome to Political Lens. Now, this is Voice of the People Television, and I am Chukwuma Okoro. Just in case you don't know, we are broadcasting on Metro SL TV channel 264, on YouTube and other social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. You can also be a part of this conversation by calling in or sending WhatsApp messages to the number showing on your screen. On the show today, we've been joined by Barrister Asim Adams. Barrister Adams is a constitutional lawyer. He's also a political affairs analyst. Good evening to you, Barrister Adams, and thanks for joining me on Political Lens. Beautiful. How is Port Harcourt, sir? How is River State?
River State is good. Okay. River State is calm anyway.
River State is good and calm. Okay, we'll talk about the calmness of River State in a bit, talking about the political calmness and the political storm that seems to be brewing again in River State. Because on the show today, Wike attacks Fubara. You are not APC leader in Rivers. Second term not guaranteed. Now, Dangote emerges Guardian newspaper's Man of the Year for 2025. And Justice Wike proclaims local governments autonomous. Now, these are the major topics of discussion, and we'll get into it right away. Well, Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, says River State Governor Sim Fubara's defection to the All Progressives Congress does not make him the party's leader in the state. insisting he still controls the grassroots political culture. That's Wike himself saying that he still controls the grassroots political structure. He mocked Fubara's timing, said his re-election is not guaranteed in 2027, reaffirmed his support for President Tinubu, dismissed ADC as a threat, and revealed plans to quit the PDP with his loyalists. Well, Wike also denied claims by Oyo Governor Seyi Makinde that he promised to weaken PDP for Tinubu, describing the allegation as false and politically motivated. He accused Makinde of frustration, defended his role in Makinde's rise, questioned the handling of a 50 billion naira federal grant in Oyo, and blamed Fubara for the collapse of the Rivers Peace deal. Well, in response, the PDP said Wike's media chat confirmed his anti-party activities and justified his expulsion, accusing him of working for APC interests. PDP professionals described Wike as frustrated and politically isolated, insisting the party remains strong, will field a credible presidential candidate in 2027, and will resist attempts to weaken opposition ahead of the general elections. Now, Barrister Asim Adams, what's going on in these days? You know, fighting on many fronts at the same time. A lot of people think that he's panicky. Now, what do you think? What do you know about the play of politics in Rivers State? Can you let us into all of that? You've been around in Rivers State for a while now. So what do you understand? What's going on? Wike is talking, Fubara is talking, everybody is making threats here and there. We thought that, look, there was peace in Port Harcourt, but looks like there's another kind of political storm that is brewing. Let us into all that you know about all of that.
The point is very clear. Wike remains a political leader in Rivers State. Whether he's in APC or PDP, as the case may be.
Barrister Adam, I can't get your audio feed. You need to.
He still remains the #1 politician in Rivers State, if not of the South, as the case may be. Wike is not somebody that Wike, but that does not mean that he can undermine Wike in his political mileage he wants to gather at this point in time. The mood here is this. The substantive political leader in Rivers State remains Wike. You know, so and Fubara has, affirmed and confirmed before now that the father of politics in Rivers State, modern day father of politics in Rivers State, is Wike. So I don't see any battle, anything about it that will create this furore that we are having here. We know who the political leader is. Whether he becomes the 001 of APC or any other political party at all, without the consent and imprimatur of Wike, he cannot get anywhere. It's very clear. And there is no need for us to begin to go into, this, a loud noise from the supporters of Sin Fubara. They know exactly where the power lies in Rivers State in terms of politics and political engineering. And there is no going back on that. So Wike is very correct and right, as the case may be. No matter how they try, they know that the Gongo Medusa of Rivers politics is Wike. So that is the first thing I have to do. I have to take care. And forget about the social media engineering, what you read on Facebook. But what we're talking about is the real situation in Rivers State. And we have gone through it to find out that Wike is numero uno in terms of politics in Rivers State. They are all aware of all these things. They will not pretend about it. Yes.
Now, Barrister Adams, a lot of people, in psycholinguistic interpretation, Wike's statement, makes him come across as somebody who is already jittery, that, look, this young man, the governor, has entered the APC, and by APC constitution, he becomes the leader of the party in the state. So it's important that I tell him, look, you are not there, I'm still the person in charge. Now, Barrister Asim, what gives you the impression that a governor who now has direct access to the president, who has direct access to the party chairman, who has joined the APC formally before the FCT minister, that Nyesom Wike is still in control of not just the APC, but of Rivers politics? What gives you that impression? Because you speak with some level of confidence that gives you you know, there's something that gives you that confidence. No, it's not Fubara. Wike is still in charge of politics. Let us into what you know. What gives you that impression? What are the facts on ground? Is it about control of state resources? Is it about control of FCT resources? Is it about links to the presidency or the control of the party apparatus? What gives you that impression that, look, Wike is firmly in charge?
The party apparatus and whatever, you can control the party, whatever, in the state, but if you don't have control of party machineries at the national level, then you are nowhere. And in this particular case, you know, seeing Fubara does not even have control of the party machinery in even River State. I make bold to say this because of the fact that he was even brought into APC by a man that Wike brought up, and that person is Tony Okocha. It was in River State you have two factions of APC here: the Emeka Beke faction and the Tony Okocha faction. Now the Tony Okocha faction, we know that Tony Okocha is working hand in hand with Wike, and it was Tony Okocha that brought in, you know, Sim Fubara into APC, as the case may be. So when they talk about, you know, taking control, 001 etc., does he have control of even the River State APC party machinery? I don't think so. The control of the APC Rivers, you know, machinery is in the hands of Tony Okocha right now. And who is Tony Okocha? Tony Okocha, we all know, is a protege of Wike. I don't say with due respect to him that he's a surrogate, you know, of Wike. And it is that particular faction that is leading APC to elections come 2027 in River State. So where lies the control that Fubara is boasting about, that they have the control of the party machinery APC in River State? Who says that? Who does that? When those who brought it to the party, you know, through that particular local line, the ward level as case may be, you know, it's a Tony Okocha. And we all know that Tony Okocha, like I said before, you know, with due respect to him, is a surrogate and, you know, protege of, you know, Wike, as the case may be. So, drawing his powers from. Can Fubara, you know, lead APC to an election, if elections are to take place tomorrow? I don't believe so. I don't think so. He might be popular amongst his supporters, but popularity does not win election in River State, even in Nigeria here. Awolowo said much about this, that you may be the most popular candidate in a political party, but that does not mean that you draw political mileage and what will win election for you on the day of election, as the case may be. So I reiterate that, let me be very open again and say this, you know, boldly, that the party, you know, apparatus and machinery is not even in the hands of, you know, Sim Fubara. It's in the hands of Tony Okocha. And Tony Okocha is a seed of, you know, Wike. And Wike also is a good point to the president, as case may be. Tony Okocha, as it is, can walk to the national, you know, APC level and play his politics diligently, you know, and dexterously, as the case may be, leading people like Fubara, you know, to that particular place. And without him, he cannot even succeed.
Barrister Adams, yes. Barrister Adams, at this point, you don't think that Tony Okocha could switch allegiance, you know, and play one against the other, probably work briefly with Wike and now switch allegiance to Fubara?
No, he cannot switch.
If you understand the way of politicians in Nigeria.
He cannot switch. I am speaking to you from a vantage position of somebody who knows, you know, Tony Okocha very well, as the case may be. Okay. We've spoken, and he has reaffirmed his loyalty to Wike, as the case may be. He cannot even switch. Where is he going to switch to? What is he going to be doing? Can he openly come out to say that he's going to jilt or maybe, you know, jettison the plan they had with Wike? I don't think so. Of all
Barrister Adams, yes. Let's create a what-if scenario. Now, we understand that the governor, Sim Fubara, has direct access to the president, and the president makes out, you know, the president makes, you know, up with Sim Fubara and drops Wike as minister of the FCT. If Wike is dropped as minister of the FCT, and do you think that Tony Okocha will still owe allegiance to Wike and not Fubara? It's a what-if scenario. Let's just create it.
He's paying allegiance to Wike. Tony Okocha is paying allegiance and loyalty to Wike.
I've created a scenario ahead of 2027. Yes. Let's just assume, let's simulate a situation. Wike is removed as FCT minister, right? Now, the president works directly with the governor, who is Fubara. Do you think that Tony Okocha's allegiance and loyalty will remain firmly with Nyesom Wike?
He will remain firmly with him. And two, is this the president? People have been banding this kind of, rumors, etc., that Tinubu can do without Wike reverse. He cannot do that. If President Tinubu does that, he's going to commit what I call political harakiri. He's going to commit what I call political harakiri. One is that those who can win election for him, or any person that can win election for Tinubu in Rivers State today, is the man of, Nyesom Wike. In terms of political engineering, electoral fortunes and engineering in Rivers State, a field general in terms of politics in Rivers State, that person is a Nyesom Wike. Not, it's a simple brother that is a neophyte who came up under the school that Wike is brooding around in terms of political hegemony, as the case may be. So he cannot be. See, I have told same supporters, I said, let me tell you, come 2027, we are going to test the waters. As it is right now, I can beat my chest that President Tinubu cannot even do away with, Nyesom Wike, because he needs him. Apart from, going out to cast your vote, there are so many manipulative, schemes that, come after people are voted, as the case may be. And Nyesom Wike has been there. He has never lost any election when it was local government, tooth and nail with a popular Amechi under Buhari. He defeated these people. As guess he knows the terrain.
Okay, he knows the terrain.
Marisa, he knows the terrain.
Okay, he knows the terrain. I want us to talk about what's been going on, the altercation between the governor and the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. Now, if you go to Rivers State House of Assembly, we have about how many people? We have 17 of them in the APC and the other 14 in the PDP. Now, the governor has been talking tough, disregarding the threats of the Speaker. At this point, do you think that Wike is firmly in charge of the 17 lawmakers that defected to the PDP, to the APC? Because looks like the threat of impeachment is no longer viable at this point. What does it look like to you?
Some days ago, the wives of the members of the House of Assembly, that is not 17, not 11, but the whole of them, about 28 or thereabout, or 30 members as the case may be, their wives contributed money and bought a gift, a birthday present, to Nyesom Wike and for Nyesom Wike. And just that same day, the whole members were present in that particular birthday meeting and bash they had with Nyesom Wike in his house. All of them, none was absent. Both those who defected to APC and the ones who remained in PDP, they were all present there. In Rivers State, ask anybody. They were all present to pay allegiance directly to this man, to say, Master, you have done so well for us. That is why our wives decided to give you this birthday gift, as case may be. And the Speaker made, a very, very unequivocal, statement on that particular day and said, our loyalty and support is for you. Party differences will not separate us. So what else do you need? Of all the members in the House, all of them, they were all together with him. They followed him to Emoha to see Onna Sajid Awuse. They followed this for week everywhere he's been going around this Christmas period or holidays. So where lies the defection? the disloyalty that people are talking about. So that is the problem. So they are intact and they are with him.
All right,
the arrangement.
Okay. No, go ahead. Land on your thoughts.
And the arrangement for them to able to defect to APC was that orchestrated and choreographed by Nyesom Wike. He was the master planner. He planned it and told those who want to go, you go this way, you go this way. That's a master stroke, political master stroke that has been there.
Okay. Okay. Looks like
that stood by him.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Barrister Adam, Wike said something about a certain 600 billion naira, which is more like a booty in Rivers State, that politicians are, all the whole struggle is centered around the 600 billion naira. Now, if the governor is in control of Rivers resources, don't you think that this 600 billion naira is more like war chest, deep pockets that could sway people, onto the side of the governor? Don't you think it is going to count? Because Wike himself said, look, that 600 billion naira is more like what is attracting everybody. And so that is what is at the center of the struggle. And now Sim Fubara is in control of the state resources. Don't you think that it gives him some form of political capital that people could start, gravitating towards him?
Just yesterday, that was yesterday, Monday, I heard that the governor paid 100,000 naira to civil servants, as Christmas bonus. It's part of the 600 billion that I feel that he has taken a chunk out of it. But they have collected, they are jubilating. Not all the civil servants in River State will vote for a Sim Fubara. Note that. Not all the civil servants, he does not have control of the civil servants politically, but financially and economically, because they depend on it for their salaries. So they'll be raising doors and be shouting hallelujah. But when it comes to the day of voting and political gains and mileage, they are not there. Most of them will never come out to the field on that particular day, as the case may be. So, you see, let me tell you what happened. The first quarrel they had, you are aware that a particular group they call Simplified. The Simplified group, I know some of my friends who were members of that group, who were heads of the groups, monies were shared to them. They ate his money, and at the end of the day, some of them left and, they didn't, couldn't wage the war until he went to apologize to his master, Wike. So it's going to be the same thing this time, just wasting resources of the states. Just today now, we just heard that he has now announced that Chris Green, I think Christopher Green, who was the former commissioner for sport of River State. And we have been questioning that kind of appointment. What can Chris Green bring to the table in terms of political mileage and whatever, pluses and profits that we have here? These are neophytes in politics who are ultra loyal, to people like Wike, even though they are in the government of Sim Fubara, as the case may be. So you can spend the money, but when it comes to the day of reckoning, they will not count. It will not even count. You understand? They will take your money and eat it and go. Even the civil servants that is giving this money to, some of them are members of the PDP, some are members of APC, some are great supporters of Wike. He cannot even decipher who is who in that particular rank. They will only take his money and eat it, as we say, chop it in Nigeria, chop his money and go. They will not add political value to his war chest, as case may be.
Okay.
It happened before. We saw this happen.
Okay, it happened before, and we saw it. Okay, it's going to happen again. Now, Barrister, I want us to talk about re-election. Wike also said second term is not guaranteed for Sim Fubara, and this man has moved over to the PDP, to the APC, I beg your pardon, and Wike is still not in the APC, but he says he's going to leave the PDP very soon and possibly to the APC. Could that be the reason he doesn't want to accept Fubara as the leader of the party in APC? Because look, he has joined before me, now I'm joining after him, I'm after him. So does it look like that's the reason why he doesn't want to accept Fubara as leader of the party? And let's talk about the second term. Now, this gives impression, it lends credence to the fact that not running for second term could have been one of the agreements, the peace agreements that they had prior to the lifting of the state of emergency. What is it all about? No, second term is not guaranteed and all of that. Should one man be the person deciding for another man and Rivers people who should be governor of Rivers State? How does that help us in building a stable political culture over time?
The last question. All over Nigeria, godfathers control 36 states, governors. Is it, even in Oyo State, Makinde is going to choose his successor? In Lagos State, Tinubu has been choosing those that...
Exactly my point. That seems to be the pattern here. Is that the right thing to do? How does that help us in building a stable political culture, democratic culture for that matter?
Not the right thing to do, But you know, where lawlessness, you know, is rife, it will be folly for you to be lawful. Now, as it is, Nigeria will need a messiah or a man in the stock of a messiah to change the mantra. The mantra right now is that governors choose their successors in Nigeria and not the people. The mantra right now is that the president of Nigeria chooses who he wants to be, you know, governor of his state, not the people. So how do you not think now you single out Nyesom Wike and begin to poo-poo him? When in Kwara State, in Kogi State, we saw where, you know, predecessors choose their successors. So what offense has he committed? Why do you want to, you know, that selective amnesty? You want to force it on Nyesom Wike? Is it proper?
Barrister Adams, we have also seen where second-term governors that have finished their second term, try to force another person on the state and they failed. In Abia State, my state, it happened. Okezi Ikpeazu was governor for 2 terms. And when he was leaving, he had a candidate in the PDP. But it didn't work for him. Alex Oti came in. So what gives you the impression that it can't work in Rivers State? It has worked in so many other places.
One you have been able to mention where the predecessor didn't choose his successor. Okay. Only one out of 36.
So you want me to mention more? I can go on and on. It happened in Kano State. It can happen. In Kano State, Barrister, in Kano State, Ganduje couldn't install a successor.
Yes. Give me call 15. If you can get 2/3 of 23 of
Barrister, in Zamfara State, Matawale couldn't even return to himself to office.
That is three.
No, Barrister, no, okay, so what will be the number? What number are you looking at?
The number I'm telling you now is that majority. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
I say majority. Majority. I will agree with you if you give me majority number.
No, you. But okay, so I've given you 3. I've given you 3. I can give you more. Now the question is, why do you think? Why do you think in 2027 that it's not going to happen in Rivers State? Even in Rivers State, Amechi couldn't. Even in Rivers State, the Rivers State that is at the center of the drama now. Amechi couldn't. Barrister, in Rivers State, Amechi couldn't install a successor. We saw it. He didn't want Nyesom Wike.
Because of a Nyesom Wike, you know.
Exactly the point. So what gives you the impression that it can happen to Nyesom Wike himself?
Mr. Okoro, the question I asked you, which was rhetorical, I said, we have 36, governors in the state. If you give me 2/3, name 2/3.
Barrister, I've given you 5, and I can go on and on.
The 5 are microscopic. It's a microscopic.
No, but I can go on and on. Now, my direct question to you is that I've given you 5. Barrister, it's not a challenge. It's not a challenge. No, Barrister, I've given you 5, and I'm asking you, even in the Rivers State that we are discussing now, in the Rivers State that we are discussing, it happened to the same Nyesom Wike. It happened to Amechi. Amechi couldn't install his successor. Now we have Nyesom Wike. What gives you the impression that Wike will have his way in 2027? That's my direct question.
36, we have it 31. 31 still has majority. If Godfathers control 31,
okay. Barrister. No, Barrister. This is not a debate. This is not a debate. I've given you 5. I can go on and on. But my direct question now is that in the Rivers State that we are discussing now, Rotimi Amechi couldn't install a successor. That was how Nyesom Wike came in. And my question is, what gives you the impression that it can't happen to Nyesom Wike himself? What gives you the impression that Fubara cannot play an upset against Wike? That's it.
I said Fubara cannot have the same potent powers, political powers that Nyesom Wike has. He cannot. Even if you take out, you decimate Nyesom Wike and take him out of the picture, the man I am seeing here cannot. He does not have that political, dexterity. He does not have the political swagger and braggadocio for him to even say he's going to detect who is going to take over from him maybe in 2031. He does not have such swag. We have seen men with characters, zest, zeal, and charisma. This man lacks it. You can't compare him to, a firebrand, politician like Nyesom Wike. You cannot compare him. There is no way politically He is not sagacious just like Yesu Wike. He's not dexterous just like Yesu Wike. He does not have the manipulative powers of the Nigerian politician. He does not have it. Mind you, this is a product of Yesu Wike's, college of politics. And you are telling me that he's going to supersede his whatever? Have you read 48 laws of powers? Can you overshine and outshine your master? I mean, it's not something let us not begin to pretend. Who is going to go to war with him? Who are the political behemoths, juggernauts, Iroko and Obeche that are in his camp? Can you give me about 3 of them? Who are they? Even those who are supporting him, the Bible thought they would have, reared their heads out and, stuck their necks out. They're hiding their way and running away.
All right. Now, Barrister, my takeaway. Barrister, my takeaway from your argument, from your position is that, look, it does happen, it can happen, but that is not going to happen to Nyesom Wike because of the personality of Fubara. In Lagos State, where we are here, Raji Fashola wanted to install Shashore, his attorney general, but it didn't work. And I can go on and on. But let's move out of that. A lot of people feel that Wike will become a political orphan, more like a liability to the APC if he leaves the PDP. Do you share that sentiment?
In Lagos.
No. Now, my question is, a lot of people believe that Wike will become a political liability to the APC if he leaves the PDP. Do you share that sentiment?
He's not going to be, he's going to be a denominator.
Okay.
He will remain a denominator, Mr. Okoro. I'm telling you. It's for the past 4 years or so, or let me say 3 years, those who hate this man have been saying, Tinubu will soon throw him away. He will soon do this. In fact, when Tinubu won election and Yesu Wike was coming out, they were saying he cannot get any good thing from Tinubu government. That they are going to make him Minister of Labor and Productivity. When he got the position of, FCT Minister, the first Southerner, since Abuja, since FCT was created, they gave a choice ministry to him, and he has managed it for how many years now? People are still saying Tinubu will do away. Do you think Tinubu does not know what he's doing? Tinubu has lost the North. The North will not vote for Tinubu because of what is happening. The Southeast is a place that no matter the political gerrymandering and manipulations there, the Southeast he will not get. The only area he has is the South and Southeast. And the Southwest. So who is the politician that is going to help him get South if not Yesu Wike? I'm asking you the question. In Rivers State, for instance, if Tinubu loses Rivers State and loses Lagos, I know he's going to lose Lagos. And loses Lagos, he's gone. Even Kano now, that's why they are clamoring. They want to bring Kano to the bargain, where they are asking the NNPP people to defect to APC. He's struggling for the life. So if he takes away Yesu Wike, who is going to help him to get South South? Is it Fubara? Is it Fubara that does not even have close affinity with his brother governors in the South South? Talking to the southern part of Nigeria. Is he influential? Is he influential in the South as a Southern governor? Is he influential in the forum of the Southern governors? Come on. I want to say with due respect to you.
Okay.
These are things we are looking at. So people will commit what I call again political harakiri.
All right.
If he decides to undo Yesu Wike.
Okay. But Barrister Adams, we are out of time and we have 2 other topics. Many people believe that Wike and Seyi Makinde are acting different scripts but working towards same goal for the president. Do you agree with that? Like in 30 seconds, 1 minute.
See, the difference between saying Makinde for your state and Yesu Wike is number one. Yesu Wike comes out directly and tells you this is the person I'm supporting. But Seyi Makinde is pretending like a chameleon. He's an Ogumagala. There's what called Ogumagala. Kind of person that he is. He's scared to, place his, a pie, somewhere where everybody will see. As quite distinctively different from that of Yesu Wike. Okay. So, for me, I believe that, he's working covertly for Tinubu to come back.
Okay, so apparently, what you think is that both of them are working towards the same goal. Now,
all the southern governors are working covertly for Tinubu to come back.
Okay. All right, beautiful.
All of them.
All right. Now, the Guardian newspaper has nominated Aliko Dangote as its Man of the Year 2025. Guardian situates 2025 as a year of global turmoil marked by trade wars, geopolitical conflicts, and economic disruption, while Nigeria battled deep-rooted challenges such as corruption, insecurity, fuel scarcity, and economic mismanagement. Amid this turbulence, one clear success emerged: the Dangote refinery, which broke Nigeria's long-standing dependence on imported fuel and symbolized a rare industrial victory driven by the private sector. Aliko Dangote's refinery, the world's largest single-train facility, began supplying locally refined petrol and diesel, ending chronic fuel scarcity, $7 billion in foreign exchange, and restoring national confidence. Beyond fuel, Dangote's broader industrial footprint, cement, sugar, fertilizer, and petrochemicals, has reshaped Nigeria's economy through import substitution, job creation, and regional exports, positioning him as a central figure in Africa's industrialization and energy security narratives. While criticism one of monopolistic risk and regulatory challenges, the Guardian argues that Dangote's achievements reflect what is possible when capital, policy support, and execution align. Recognized as the Guardian Person of the Year 2025, Dangote is portrayed not only as Africa's richest man, but as a transformative industrialist and philanthropist whose ventures have redefined economic possibilities for Nigeria and the continent, even as debates over competition and governance continue. Now, Barrister Adam, Aliko Dangote, Man of the Year for Guardian newspaper, did it come to you as a surprise? And what's the merit of it all from your perspective?
Look at, conditions precedent for which Guardian used in choosing their Man of the Year. But for me, I have seen or regarded Guardian newspaper as a newspaper with integrity. In the days of Stanley Makebo, in the days of Ruben Abati, Elide Bonuola, these are tested journalists who had integrity working in the Guardian newspaper. And the family that owned Guardian, Alex Ibro, the Ibro family, these are not corrupt, people or families that I've mentioned. So I see anything that, in fact, I rely on Guardian's, a daily news as the authentic news. If I have any news making the round, I am not ready from the Guardian newspaper. I do not. I'll say it's not yet news. So I believe that they must have gone through the mail and through the whatever to choose their Man of the Year, and for them to have chosen Dangote, no matter the indices and preconditions that were laid down and they used in choosing him, well, so be it. Okay. But if I'm to make my input, I would have suggested that the Man of the Year, should have been Brigadier General that was shot, by the bandits, that was killed openly, and the viral video went round. That will lead credence and that gives zest and zeal to those who are fighting in the war front against bandits and terrorists, that when you lay your life for Nigeria, the country will recognize you. It's a private award, but I would have suggested that the Man of the Year should be, given to that man, Brigadier General, Uba, that laid his life down, shed his blood for this country called Nigeria, fighting terrorism, etc., as the case may be. Okay, that is my Man of the Year.
Okay, that's your Man of the Year.
That is my Man of the Year, but I cannot influence Guardians,
No, okay, Barrister, it's very well taken. It's important to know that this is just the Guardian, Other news outlets will also have their Man of the Year. We have Time Man of the Year, Time International. We have all other media outlets, award the Time Man of the Year award to individuals that they feel that merit it, especially for Time International. Their criteria is that the man who influenced news the most, either for good or for bad. You see people like Hitler become Man of the Year. I think that was in 1943, and Saddam Hussein in 1991, was the Time International Man of the Year. So it varies, but that's the template for Time International, the man that has influenced news the most, either for good or for bad. Now, this is from the Guardian newspaper. So we wait and see other outlets who they choose as their Man of the Year. Barrister, very important constitutional matter, and I know that you're a constitutional lawyer. Now, the Federal High Court in Abuja has ruled that local governments are an autonomous third tier of government under the 1999 Constitution, not extensions of state governments. Justice Emeka Nwite consequently nullified key provisions of the Universal Basic Education Act 2004 that placed local government education authorities under the control of state universal Basic Education Boards, SUBEB. The court ordered UBEC and the Attorney General of the Federation to notify all SUBEBs and LGEAs of the ruling within 3 months and affirmed that local government education authorities must directly access federal universal basic education grants from the Universal Basic Education Commission. Well, local governments are now mandated to pay their counterpart funds and receive grants without state interference, ending the long-standing practice of SUBEBs controlling of withholding UBE funds on their behalf. Barrister Adams, react to this judgment from a legal perspective quickly.
There is nothing new in the judgment. The Supreme Court has made, landmark judgment regarding autonomy of local government. And the Supreme Court even went further to say that local government is now a third tier of government in a federating state. Nigeria is a federalism and they practice federalism. Now, what is the tenets of federalism? The component state and the central state. But in the case of Nigeria, Supreme Court now added a third one and said that we have 3 tiers of government: federal, state, and now local government. And that these 3, governments at the various levels are independent of each other because elections, local government chairmen come in by election, state governors come in by election, the federal government, the president come in by election. So nobody should choose, or maybe select, a local government and make a committee. The Supreme Court has made, that particular landmark judgment. And there is no court, I dare say, there is no court in Nigeria that can vary that particular judgment. There is no court in Nigeria that can deviate from what the Supreme Court has, heard, I think, last year, in that particular matter. By virtue of Section 287, sub 1, all institutions, the courts are institutions, and individuals are bound to obey and execute, the judgment or orders of the Supreme Court of the land. So you cannot go outside of it. So the judgment by Justice Wike is nothing new to me. It's been there. So we don't know about execution, how to implement it, because what he has said is just to reiterate and echo, what the Supreme Court said. Even the Court of Appeal, if the matter gets, the Court of Appeal cannot even take out and rule differently from what Supreme Court has done.
But Barrister,
so it's not because we have impunity.
Exactly. That's the question I'm asking now.
Impunity.
Why is it difficult for us to implement this local government autonomy? Why is it difficult for us to do that?
A man like Sheima should have been impeached, going against the judgment of Supreme Court, who has said he will not obey Supreme Court judgment. Who is he? Did he not swear to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria? And the Constitution says in Section 287 sub 1 that if this court gives a judgment, the Supreme Court, you are bound to obey it as an institution
Barrister
and as
Adams,
an individual.
Barrister Adams.
So what is wrong with him?
Barrister Adams, you are a constitutional lawyer. A certain section of our Constitution states clearly and empowers the State House of Assembly to make laws for the good governance and administration of local government areas. That section of the Constitution has not been amended. Could that be the problem? Because governors are holding on to that section to say, look, this is a violation of the Constitution of the Federal Republic
the House
of Nigeria.
Assembly of a state make laws for governors to operate. Does that mean they will begin to control them as case may be? The law under Section 8 is very clear. It didn't say, yeah, you make laws governing their administration, etc., as case may be, but no control. No control. That is why you cannot control who becomes local government chairman in your area.
Okay, now, Barrister, another one.
I'm coming.
Okay.
You can make laws to bring them like what we have in this year, last year, etc. You can make laws that will, come about on how to, elect them into power, as the case may be. And the second law that is enforced now in that of the Supreme Court, because even Section 8, if you look at Section 8, it said, the opening sentence said that the administration and the position, democratic position of a local government is what? Sustained. Sustained. That's the first thing there. It said that every government, every law like the House of Assembly must do what? Maintain a democratically elected. He didn't say
all right.
ambush.
Barrister,
He didn't say by selection.
another constitutional provision that has not been altered even by the judgment of the Supreme Court is the Joint Account Allocation Committee, which mandates states and local governments to operate a single account to be run by both the state and the local government. As I speak, that section of the Constitution has not been amended. So, is it possible that local governments will become autonomous?
No. You see, when a law, a particular by virtue of the judgment of the Supreme Court, that particular section of the law is suspended.
Barrister, okay, so what you are telling me, what you are telling Nigerians is that the Supreme Court can suspend a section of the Constitution without, if it's an act of Parliament, without going to the Parliament.
Excuse me, Mr.
No, I'm asking a question without going to the Parliament.
I'm asking because of where I am. Okay. You see, let me tell you something. It's getting back. Is that if you go to the Constitution, what is said there is that the judicature interprets the law. And once they have interpreted the law, it becomes law that is binding.
Okay.
So that particular, the judgment has suspended that particular joint whatever. And I said autonomy. The law must not specifically say suspend this or suspend that, as case may be. But if the Supreme Court has given their judgment, it's a law. It's not in conflict with any other law. That is why Lord Dennis said it, that the legislature make laws and the judicature also make laws. Mm-hmm. It has come to our notice also that good laws are enhanced by judges, bad laws are struck down. Bad laws are struck down. For instance, have you not seen the situation where they say a particular law says that a man should be this? Okay. God say no, you can't do that to the man. It means the court has to suspend.
All right.
And once that is done, the legislature has to obey it.
Okay, now once that is done, the legislature has to obey it. Now, Barrister Adams, we are out of time, and this is a very interesting topic. I would like for us to talk about it another day. I mean, I want you to educate me and the viewer the powers of the Supreme Court to alter the letters of our Constitution without having to pass through legislative amendment. It's very interesting. Well,
it's not that the evil machinations and manipulative tendencies of Nigerians and those power brokers always want to override and usurp powers of the Supreme Court.
Okay. So all right then. Unfortunately, Barrister, this is where we have to draw the curtain. We are out of time. I must say a very big thank you to you, Barrister Asim Adams, constitutional lawyer and political affairs analyst. Thanks for being part of this program. And I hope that we can do this some other time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you next year, because by the time I meet you again, it will be 2026. Bye for now.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings?